All right. Hey, everybody. I apologize for the late start here. I was in another room somewhere without Frank, and Frank was sitting here waiting for me. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get started, Frank. Today, we get to talk about how to generate more commissions from our database, which you are the king of.
Yeah, thank you.
You've been around this industry for as long as anybody, I think, in marketing. And so, the thing I love about you is you're constantly seeing what's going on, constantly shifting, constantly seeing, okay, how can we pivot here? What can we do there? So, everyone, I'm super excited for our session today with Frank. I'm sure people will be coming in. I'm sorry I got us off to a late start, Frank, so I'm going to let you dive in.
Good. Let's make sure my microphone's good. Can you hear me coming through
Yeah,
here?
I can hear you great.
Good. I don't want to have the webcam coming. I guess it's like the worst audio. So I'll talk about how to get more commissions from your database. Right. So what is a database? It's your past clients. It's a list of everyone that you bought or sold a home with. It's your sphere. Probably the easy way to think about that is you were to log into your Facebook account and go click your friends list and scroll down. Those are your sphere. Those are your friends and people you know and people in your life that probably know who you are. It's also any warm leads you're working. So if you've been talking with a buyer and they're not really ready yet, or you actually have some marginal relationship with a seller and they're not ready maybe to sell yet, they know who you are. At least they'll respond to you when you call. That's your database, and you really got to have some type of way to stay in touch with all these individuals. That's not maybe just necessarily sending them a bunch of spam or junk mail, which is let's face it, is a lot of the content that's available today. To rip off some canned drip email or send out some canned drip stuff, and as information becomes better and better and better and more streamlined with internet and everything else, like when you send something to someone that's like totally irrelevant and totally canned, it doesn't really position you as the expert and trusted advisor and guide to be able to earn a commission where you can make a profit and a good living as a real estate professional. So I guess today let's talk about how to reconnect with that list we talked about here and see if any of those individuals might actually want to buy or sell a home.
Yeah, so you talked about Facebook being your database, and absolutely it is. But I think when most people think about their database or database, they think about their CRM. Who is in my CRM? That's my database. So I guess, Frank, the key point you've clarified here, I just want to clarify even further. If you have somebody in your Facebook, make sure they're in your database.
Most likely. At least a lot of the people that,
at least the key
when you
people
actually look at your friends list, like the people near the top that you're actually interacting with, those are probably most likely your people who know who you are.
Right. Okay.
And so you can expand the definition. Actually, that's what I want to share with the audience here today is, so let's say you were to come to me, or you realize, man, I really need to get some business and I don't have much money. I really abhor prospecting. I have no desire to go knock on 100 doors a day, or I don't have any desire to be a telemarketer all day long. But you can make very good money doing that. There's nothing wrong with that. And certainly you can be very successful as a real estate professional doing that. But I want to give you another option is what I'm going to share with you now. So let's make a list real quick, guys. This is your business plan. We're on the business planning summit here. You want to get more business for your database. What do you have to do? Well, here's the first step. Now you're going to go into your Gmail or your Outlook, whatever you're using for your email marketing, like for regular communication. Go into the address book and click export and grab every single contact that exists in your Gmail and every single contact that exists maybe in your Outlook. Those are two most popular ones. If you're still using AOL or something else, whatever, no hard feelings, go grab all those contacts as well. Export those, boom, sitting on your desktop. Next, on your phone, Android, iPhone, go on that. Figure out, you probably do a little help file, but figure out how to get all the contacts out of your address book. Every single person that you've saved as a contact in your address book over all these years, let's export that entire thing. And let's get that as a second spreadsheet on your desktop. Third, your CRM, whatever it is that you're using. There's a lot of them out there. All right. But you're going to go into your CRM where maybe you have some of your buyer leads and seller leads, and maybe not you have past clients in there, but it's people that you have contact information from in one way or another, reached out to you, you've captured their information, might be interested in buying or selling real estate. Let's export everyone from the CRM, and if you can, let's leave out anyone who's already unsubscribed, and let's leave out maybe anyone who's like a archive buyer lead maybe that never got back to you. Those are usually pretty low quality. But let's grab all those people as well. Let's keep going. I'm not done yet. If you use a dialer, if you use something like Mojo or Vulcan, and you've loaded up phone numbers of homeowners in there, and you maybe have conversations with homeowners in there that you have follow-up dates for, let's go into those dialers and let's grab all of the people that maybe you've connected with on your dialer and your phone seller prospecting system. Not everyone, but I only want the people in there you've actually spoken with. Let's grab all of those individuals and export them. And I'm going to take it a step further. Really make sure that you have a list of your past clients too. Now, I would assume many of them would be in one of those lists, but if you don't, you need to go to your broker or your past broker or figure it out, but figure out who are all the people you've helped buy or sell real estate and see if you can at least get their names or what the last previous address was so you can communicate with those individuals as well. So now you're sitting on your desktop, you have all these spreadsheets. You digging that, Brian?
Oh yeah, I love it.
This is like,
now what do I do with them?
Yeah, but like if you're a brand new agent or you're just starting off or you run a real estate brokerage and you bring a new agent on, or you're running a team and you have a brand new agent, like this is like required onboarding. Like what I'm sharing here, like I would have them go through all of this, right? Now the next thing I'd have them do is go check out, there's a lot of companies that do this, but go check out a service called Never Bounce. All right. What Never Bounce does is it silently pings all the emails to see if they're actually good. So you take those 5 different CSV Excel spreadsheets, upload them to neverbounce.com. And what they're going to do is remove all of the emails that are bad, undeliverable, spam traps, not written correctly. So when you re-download those, when you upload the 5 lists from those sources I share with you and you re-download them, now all the emails are clean.
So now you may have eliminated 10 to 20% of your list.
Oh yeah, at least. Yeah, probably
right?
more.
Yeah.
But at least you've gotten now all of those emails have been sitting there that are in your system. Now they're actually deliverable now. You can actually get a message out. So the next thing that you do is you go to an email marketing program, something that can send a blast email out. You have services like MailChimp. You have services like Constant Contact. The one at Vyral Marketing, my firm that we use is called Emma. We just find that the deliverability is superior. That's really what you're paying for. When you pick an email marketing service, there's all these bells and whistles, drips and templates and editors. All that stuff is a distraction from the only thing that matters is when I press the send button, does the email actually get in the inbox? Because the domain has, and those servers have good sender reliability. Mm-hmm. And we find that Emma is up there. So we now take those 5 clean spreadsheets and upload them all into Emma. All right. And Emma will automatically deduplicate them by email address. Got it? Yeah. So now it should get a little exciting. You literally have everyone you've ever known your entire life sitting inside of an email marketing account, cleaned and scrubbed and ready to receive a message. And now it's a matter of sending them kind of an unsolicited message. It's not spam. An unsolicited message just saying like, hey, this is what's up. This is what I'm doing now. So what I like to do, this is being recorded. I'm sure somebody can watch the recordings at some point. I like to articulate to you maybe what that message would be, what the subject line would be, and what type of email would you write if you were going to press send to get more commissions from your database to that list, which is essentially the fastest, easiest way to get a message out to everyone. So you guys ready? I'm going to kind of I want you to kind of feel the tonality and the voicing of this to get this just right. And we don't want any graphics, we don't need any videos in it, just a simple plain text email is all we need. So here we go. So the subject line would be looking to reconnect with you or something to that extent. It would say, dear clients, friends, colleagues, I know this email's out of the blue, but the reason I'm writing you is just to let you know that I'm still selling real estate right here where I live in, say, San Diego. The reason I'm writing you is we've done business together. You're a friend of mine. You're a connection. We're connected on social media, and I just wanted to reach out. And I want to let you know, even after with COVID, obviously I'm selling real estate, but there's like nothing for sale. Inventory's at record lows, and we've been doing open houses that had like 100 people walk through them, and the market is really hot. In fact, if you haven't even, unless you've been living under a rock, you can get a mortgage now for probably 2.5, 2.75 over 30 years, if you're good qualified for owner occupancy mortgage. Um, uh, but still, we don't know what's going to happen with COVID coming back here in the winter, or what's going to happen with the election. So the reason I write you is I want to step up and I want to do a better job of keeping you informed of what's going on in real estate here in San Diego or wherever you're at. And I plan on publishing a couple helpful videos every single month, answering some commonly asked questions about home prices, what's going on in the area, development projects. So you stay informed, so you make some really good real estate decisions. I like to start sending them to you. And since I know this email is out of the blue, no hard feelings. You don't have to hear from me ever again. If you actually just scroll down to the bottom of this email and click unsubscribe, you will never hear from me again. But with it, if you actually made it this far, and you are actually thinking about what your home is worth, because the home value has probably jumped considerably given the shift of supply and demand with low rates and everyone wanting to move out of their old houses due to COVID to get something probably bigger, because that's where we all live now. You can actually click here to find out what your home is worth. I have this nifty tool that will tell you what your home is worth. I pay good money for it, and it'll give you a good estimate. So click here to find out if you're interested to know what your home would sell for. And if you're thinking about buying a home, like probably a lot of people right now due to low rates, and you actually want to see what's for sale, I have a home search website that'll actually show you all the homes for sale. So you can see pretty much exactly what's available on the MLS, just like we realtors do on a really nice user-friendly website. So you can click here to find out what your home is worth. And of course, if you have any questions about buying or selling real estate, I want you to know that I'm here. You just reply back to this email, and I'm happy to help. Anyways, thanks for reading all this. Look forward to staying in better touch, Frank.
So does that happen to come in your soothing voice, Frank? So that
yes.
So
well, that's I said that. I want you to feel the tonality. I want you to feel. I think really what you take away from that is it's very personal. It's very relevant. It's very honest. It's very authentic.
Yes.
It's someone's going to read that and be like, okay. I mean, really what I want them to happen is not click the report spam button. I mean, my goal in that first email is to make sure they don't click report spam. But when that first email goes out, man, I mean, it's a longer email, but long copy pulls short copy. That's a whole other discussion. But you'll find an influx of people opting on your seller website. You'll find an influx of people opting on your buyer website, and you'll probably get some people replying back saying, "It's so funny you emailed me. Let's talk." And you might get some leads just from that first email. And what does that cost you? Virtually nothing.
Right.
I'll watch. It's sad, honestly. I'll watch people that really need to make money in real estate, or else they're not paying their mortgage, just pounding out cold calls. I mean, just nonstop. It's like exhausting. I'm like, have you even considered just like sending out an email to your database? And they're like, no, marketing doesn't work. I'm just keep pounding phones, and they're out of business.
Burnout.
They're not really building like any asset along the way to provide for them. It's just constantly like trying to find a new stranger to go on an appointment with. And I want to give you guys some thought about that. If the topic of today for this material is how to get more commissions from your database. In order to do that, you have to export, reconnect, clean, scrub your existing list. I share with you how to do that, and you got to get a reconnect message out. All right. Then going forward, what are you going to send them? Are you going to send them someone else's stuff that's watered down and passed along? Or are you going to step up as a professional and teach and educate and answer commonly asked questions? And hopefully the answer is the latter. And
so is video what you recommend there, Frank?
Yeah. Unless you're a really strong writer, which most people aren't. That's a very hard skill. Video, because it's not so much about look at this amazing content I'm publishing out to my database every 2 weeks. I mean, these are short little videos. It's more about this is how you get to know me. This is how you get to see me. You can kind of see my personality and who I am, and you get comfortable using me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. You got to sell your home. You got a job transfer. You don't want to have 2 mortgage payments. You're thinking between 3 realtors. You're trying to feel like, who do I like? Who do I trust? Who do I feel? I mean, it's not always a logical numbers and dollars and cents decision on the professional you hire. That's BS. It's like, I like this person. I feel comfortable with this person. And the more videos and the more things that you do where people can spend more time online with you and they find that you're congruent online with who you are offline, there's a lot of trust that's built that way. And people are more likely to hire you just because they like you.
Yeah.
So getting on video once a month and on a webcam just like this, I'm using the Logitech C920. We can do a whole thing on light, but this looks pretty good. Nothing wrong with how this looks. You look too good, Brian. Right?
You look amazing.
Yeah, and you also know how to wear a black shirt because it looks better on video. So we're in black today. But you look right into the lens. I'm looking right into the camera lens and say, hey, in this video, I'm going to answer the question: should you hold an open house during COVID? And possibly have 100 people walking through it. Great. Well, that's very possible given lack of inventory.
Yeah.
So you go back in and you answer the question of maybe what your thoughts are, what your stance is on open houses, and you send it out. And really, that's where Vyral comes in. I mean, you gotta look. You don't have to hire us. You can hire an assistant. I mean, you could do it yourself, but you have to hold yourself accountable. Actually, shoot the video, and then look. Somebody probably has to do some editing to it. You got to get the thing up on YouTube. You got to get it up on your blog. Maybe have an article with it. You got to email it out. You got to go post it on Facebook. Right? It was what I needed. I was originally going to go into real estate, and I needed someone to do that for me. And by having my own checklist of what I needed, I realized maybe there's a business in and of itself of doing that for people, and that's what I do here at Vyral. So we process that for you, but that's essentially how you get more business from your database. You have to reconnect with it, clean it, get a message out, and have some type of legitimate, helpful, relevant, ongoing touch plan where you're probably touching your list in some way through a mixture of online, even direct mail, 2 to 3 times a month. So you're there and they remember you. And when they have the problem that you can solve, they either call you or when you call them and you say, hey, I'm Frank Klesitz, they go, oh, yeah. Hi, Frank. Because they get your stuff. Versus like, I haven't heard from you in like 5 years. Right?
Yeah, right.
So you show up once in a blue moon. And that is the basics of how you do it. So I would ask yourself when you're writing your business plan, which is why you're here on this meeting, you should have a seller lead generation strategy. How do you go get new sellers into your database? You should have a buyer lead generation strategy. How do you get new buyers into your database? What are your ways of doing that? I'm sure you're hearing many strategies and insights to bring in new people into your list, whether it's a buyer or seller as a real estate professional.
Right.
And how do you track that and see who helps you out with all those great things? But also you have, okay, well, what am I doing with all my nurtures that aren't ready to buy or sell yet, which is like most people? What am I doing with all my past clients as influence as a lead source, as a way of nurturing those individuals? And you got to have what they would call in the industry a 33 or 36 touch nurturing plan in place. And my argument is I recommend you start a video blog and start publishing 2 helpful educational videos a month, posted everywhere online, Facebook, social media, email, and also to your best contacts, a small number, a monthly piece of direct mail, because you're not going to reach everyone online.
All right. So you just led right into this question, direct mail, Frank. I know you've been a direct mail fan forever.
Sure. Well, I got a bunch.
What direct mail do you recommend? Let's talk about direct mail for a minute.
Talk about some mail. So I'll show you 2 types. Okay, so if you're mailing to a homeowner list that doesn't know you, I recommend kind of an unbranded letter like this. So when you're mailing to a list,
did you intentionally smear the top left-hand corner?
No, that's my coffee.
Oh, okay. I just didn't. I mean, I thought that might be part of the strategy.
Yeah, there you go. So when you're mailing to a brand new audience that has no brand relationship with you,
okay,
this is what pops up. And when you open it, the letter should be very personal, looking something like this. That's what gets read. Got it?
So it's got a picture, a hand.
That's cold. That's like I send out 10,000 of these a month to get all my deals. That's really easy. So that's like to a cold list. Now, when you have your database, you have your relationships of people that know who you are and recognize you. You can show up as branded. So this is a return piece of mail. This is literally my newsletter that I send out. But see how it's branded here. So It's not sneak up mail you're showing as an individual. And then when you open it, just a little one-page newsletter. And I could put a picture in there if I wanted to. But you can actually put up to 3 letters. I have another example in here, and then I have a little flyer. You can have so I have a 3-page letter. But all I'm getting at here is a simple letter. You need to have a direct mail strategy to stay in touch with your list in addition to using online, because I'll show you the metrics. I mean, hey, congratulations. You got a 30% open rate, which is like really good on email. That still means 70% didn't open it, right?
Yeah.
Or it's like, hey, here's your reach on Facebook. You have all these people, and like you only reached 40% of them. What do you, how are you going to communicate with like your most valuable list? I recommend direct mail. And you can bring up your videos. We do this for you at Vyral Marketing. We put the videos out there, and we also create the monthly piece of direct mail. So really the 36 touches is 2 emails a month with the videos posted everywhere online, boosted to your database. So we get maximum digital exposure. And then a monthly piece of direct mail to your best contacts that are worth the buck it's going to cost you to send this.
Okay, so if Zach's asking here, and I can tell Zach has a lot of love for you based on all of his comments here, but Zach is asking, how do you determine your best contacts? I mean, what if you're only going to send 100 or 1,000?
So let's say you're going to do your direct mail piece. Let's say you go to all your emails, right? A couple thousand, sure. Send out stuff. Digital. There's no marginal cost to send something. But direct mail, it's like $1 a piece at lower volumes. All right. How do you choose who you're going to mail? Well, go Google Dunbar's number. Google it. It's called Dunbar's number. Make sure I'm correct. Yep, Dunbar's number. Cognitive limit to the number of people whom you can maintain a stable social relationship with. It's about 150. All right,
100 to 200.
150. Yeah, there's a limit of how many human beings one human being can actually maintain a decent relationship with, and he defines it as it's actually a really good definition. Is like if you ran into this person at a restaurant, or you ran into this person at a bar, would you just go sit with them and it would feel okay?
Yeah.
So, for example, Brian, you and Spring, if I ran into you guys at a bar, you're at a restaurant, I wouldn't even care if you're on a date. I would just come sit down and join you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
You're that close to me.
So if you're doing, and we would expect that. So
yeah. So that's really what it is. Yeah. I think that's a good standard of like when you're looking at a list of names. It's would you do that? And if they pass that test, then I would consider them like that's somebody I would invest in touching them monthly with a piece of mail, or even more stuff.
We have several questions out there. I just wanted to ask you, so with Vyral, do you guys automate this process?
Yeah, we do everything.
You do them, you do everything. I just need to help you determine what's the best piece to send out, and you guys are going to handle this for me. Is that right?
All of it. We do the direct mail, we do the videos, we edit the videos, we write everything, we do it all. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee. We will get business from your database in 90 days to pay for us, or give you all your money back. I'm
okay,
proud of that.
What's the best way to get a hold of you guys, Frank?
Yeah, go to getvyral.com, GETVYRAL.com. Pricing, how it works, everything's on there. It's just built out of my own need, man. I mean, like, you got to have some way to stay in touch. I don't want to send out crap.
Yeah.
What do I do? Or, how far do I take this before I start getting diminishing marginal returns? What's the best system? And then you figure out what the marketing plan is. And then at some point you realize I kind of need to hire someone to help me execute this. And I realized I could put together a business that can execute on that well for much less than having to hire anyone directly, So that's us.
Okay. Awesome. Frank, maybe you can jump in the chat afterwards and answer. We've got some more questions coming in there. Maybe you can jump in the chat and answer those.
Where's the chat?
And it's just on Facebook.
Oh, look at all these comments.
If you go to our yeah, there you go. You can answer them there. You can go to Facebook. Either way. But go ahead and address those. And thank you for joining us in the summit today, Frank.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Have an amazing day.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.